All right, so this is my data visualization for assignment one for the VAST 2019. I didn't really like doing just a static image, so I did a few graphics instead. The first one I'm going to go over is what I did for medical. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in presentation mode so it's a full screen. And with this, you are able to basically see the basically the medical reports by day. So you could see April 1st, April 7th, I'm sorry, April 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And I color coded them on the average of like this, the reporting number. So for instance, on April 6th, in location 2, I annotated them so you know that that's location Northwest. You can see that the majority of people, if they made a report on the application for medical, was within the range for 4 to 6, so it was pretty moderate. And then as the days went on, there were a lesser margin of people that were moderate and a little bit higher, 6 to 8. And then it kind of went down for this location. And then you can kind of see for other locations. So you'll get, bigger average where green is, there was not that many people. And then there's a little bit more, and you can see what the averages are as you scroll across. And then you can get all the way to the red. So on the 11th, you had an influx of people that, or at least the average was 10. So I didn't check for outliers for this, but that could totally been an outlier. That could have been just like no one that made a report, and one person made a really big report because it's later. And it shows that this kind of sticks out. The medical reporting kind of, it's very obvious that something different is happening here for downtown than the rest of the other provinces. But I did that for all of them, and you can kind of go through. You can see where there's gaps in data, which I actually kind of left that in just because you could see that there was no reporting happening, and maybe there might be something interesting with that. And you can see each province, 1 through 19, so I thought that was pretty good. And then I went ahead and took this information, put it on a dashboard, so it's a little bit more visual, and you are able to filter down the information. So this shows them all, but let's say I want to just look at one place, I can unselect them all and pick just like Broadway, look at just Broadway, or Broadway and Chaparral, or Easton. I could add them all to it. I can add them all. So I kind of like that, and then you can get a visual of the actual provinces, so you can actually see where they are located. And I thought that was a pretty good idea. The second thing I did, I wanted to show the damage, but with a time lapse. It took me kind of a while to get to this point, but I got it to where I could actually time lapse it by hour. So I will go ahead and play the animation by hour. This does actually take a few moments to kind of go through, but you can see the reporting by the hour, and then it's going to come to this point right around the 8th. I'm going to stop it real quick. And you can see that there was a lot more reporting, very, very sporadic. So at first it was going by the hour and it was very sporadic, but then right after 7 a.m., you see that all of a sudden there's a lot more reports. I color coded the reporting so that you can see where they are located. I think I could have done better is actually make this a little bit larger so that it sticks out a little bit more, which I might do later. But as you go through, you can see that a lot more reporting was happening, and you're seeing basically the number of records. So this is the number of people that are reporting at that particular moment or that particular hour, and then these are the regions that they're reporting for, so the locations that the reportings are happening against, and then this is the intensity of. So the colors are the location, and then the intensity is like average power. So you're getting, let's say for example here, right here, I go Old Town. So average buildings, 5.510. The average power is 8, so it's a lot higher. You get the shake intensity. So you're looking at all of these factors for location 3 or Old Town, and then the time that this is happening as well. And you can kind of see that for all of the different locations. And as the hours wear on, you get slightly less, but some places obviously stick out that they are getting a lot more people reporting in these area, and they're farther to the right, so you're getting a lot more higher intensity or higher damage that they're reporting. And I looked at shake intensity for the area, so that people are saying, yeah, a lot of people reporting in this area, a lot of people are happening for that particular hour. You scroll through, less people reporting, but still a lot for that hour. As you go through, it diminishes. And then as the time goes on, you do see a few other spikes in the data. So these little outliers, try to catch them real quick. Oh, there's one. So these little outliers where all of a sudden I got a very large amount of people that reported. So I think there's something significant there. Perhaps the people on Broadway didn't have any kind of internet connection for whatever reason, and they had no power, so they couldn't report. Maybe all the reports remained in queue, and at some point in time, power came back on, and boom, they got the reports. So a little bit something interesting there. Another outlier that a lot of stuff came in again from Old Town. And they're really high on the records. I mean, a lot of people are saying that something's happening here. 5,000, between 4 and 5,000 people. A lot of shake intensity, so they're saying it's shaking really bad. Another thing I could have done also is I could have added in the rubric that shows 0 green and the shake intensity increasing, and you get smaller amounts here. But definitely another significant outlier just because of the amount of people that reported. We get another one here, chaparral. So these are probably like aftershocks that are happening now because the shake intensity is lower, number of people reporting is lower, but I still like the visual with it. And then you get a rubric here that tells you, based on the size of the bubble, kind of where they are. And you can see the smaller ones are a little bit more insignificant in comparison, especially to the bigger one. Scroll through a little bit more. A few more outliers, pop in. So something else happened here. Once again, Seneca. So Scenic Vista. Once again, more stuff's happening there. So I also really like this visualization. I think what I'm going to do is with this, I'm going to probably pick just the images that look the most interesting and probably screenshot them, add them to a PDF along with my write-up. So you'll get one image of the entire printout for everything for the dashboard for here. You'll get probably several here just so you can see that there's a time lapse going on, and then I will upload this video probably to my YouTube account and then attach the link to my write-up so that this can also be viewed, and maybe I don't know, I just think it's a good idea, so I decided to do it. All right, well, thank you. That's 8 minutes of your life I wasted. So yeah, have a nice day.